Welcome and thank you for joining us for another episode of Catholicism Unwrapped. I'm Father Andy Vogel.
I'm Father Andy Beerman.
In this episode, we will be talking about
Priesthood and the ordination.
We are your hosts, Father Andy the Greater and Father Andy the Lesser.
Buckle up, we've got a lot to cover. This is Catholicism Unwrapped. Yeah, well, you celebrating your 30th.
I'm celebrating my 30th anniversary as of yesterday.
Well,
that's June
great.
18th for those who are listening.
Oh, okay.
Like a year
That's
later
true.
to this podcast.
This will be released in a week, so
Yeah.
it'll be like 20 years and a week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What have we been up to lately? Well, we just got done with the Pacelli golf fundraiser. What is it?
It's probably a fundraiser.
Okay. So Pacelli is the Catholic school system in Austin, Minnesota.
Yeah, and it's a school now.
It's not a school. Yeah.
All the it's not like Catholic schools in Austin anymore. There's just Pacelli.
Okay, and it's just the high school.
No, it's preschool.
Oh, okay.
Through 12th grade.
Okay, but
there used to be like Queen of Angels School, St. Edward's School.
But now it's just one school in one building.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
There's two buildings, but most of them are in the one building.
Okay.
And kindergarten and preschool is in the other.
Okay. The young kids are in the scary old part of the building.
I don't know if you could call it scary.
We put them in the basement.
Yeah.
So anything else we need to? Any other current events in our lives?
Current events. We're getting ready for the 250th. Are you doing anything on the 4th? I'm going up to my sister's place.
Not that I'm aware of.
They usually have a boat parade at the lake there where they have their cabin.
Yeah, but
it's like at 1:00
okay.
on the 4th of July. And so lately they've been doing prizes for like the best decorated
boat and things like that.
Yeah. So we're always planning to do something spectacular, but it never pans out. Like one year we actually were in the boat parade and we had red, white, and blue pinwheels that we held up in the air. That was about it.
Did you win?
No.
Oh.
I think they thought we were just some random people that somehow got part of the boat parade.
Do you have to register like that?
No, you just
be in the parade.
Just when it starts, you go out there and
okay. Well, you were kind of then some random person that joined the parade.
Right. So one year we had the idea of getting. Remember the Snuggies when that was really popular? They had ads for them on TV. They were like...
are those the blanket things?
They were like blankets with sleeves on them
yes,
that you wear in the sports game. So we were going to get like red, white, and blue Snuggies.
I just thought you were supposed to wear them around home. I know you were supposed to wear them to sporting events.
That would be the funny thing is wear them in the boat parade.
Okay. in July.
But I couldn't find any of those colors.
Darn.
And then another year we were going
huge
to
waste.
It was when Top Gun the second Maverick came out.
Yeah.
We were going to like strap wings to the boat and then my brother-in-law would be flying his drone above the boat.
Okay.
But we never pulled that off either.
Excellent. So lots of great ideas.
So this year we were one year there was a funny one. It wasn't us, but it was during election year. They had a guy wearing a Joe Biden mask and another guy wearing a Trump mask, and they were like punching each other on the boat and fighting it out. That was pretty funny.
Yes. Great.
So anyway, the idea we had for this year was to dress up as patriots and play drums and bugle and the fife.
Okay.
Like the
and how is this progressing? I mean, you have a couple weeks.
We do have a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I have a trumpet.
You have a trumpet. What else?
My nephew can play drums.
You said bugle?
Well, the bugle, we'll do a trumpet instead.
Oh, okay.
My nephew can play drums.
Okay. How do you put that on
I think his wife can play the flute. So
how do you put that on a float or whatever that you have to?
We'd have to get a costumes and stand on the boat. And I'm guessing it's not going to come together by the time
it was an idea.
It's a good idea, right?
So, well, great. So, we just went through our diocesan diaconate and priest ordinations.
Right.
In my day, they tended to be more in June. Right. This year, they were at end of May 31st or something like that. Very end of May, I thought.
I think the one was in June, wasn't it? The priestly ordination.
Yes.
Was it June 5th or something like that?
You're right. It was June 5th.
June 5th. Yeah.
So
so we had 3 priests again this year, which means 9.
Which is for our diocese really good.
Yeah, 9 in the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's like all of like 2000s and 2010s put together. Maybe not quite.
Not quite. Yeah.
Yeah. But at least in my time, when we had an ordination in Rome, they tended to be late June, because the Rome guys didn't get back till later. And so you studied in Rome.
Yes.
And so you're ordained a diaconate in Rome.
Yep.
And then
it was October 5th.
Yeah, and then which canon law says you only have to be a transitional deacon for a minimum of 6 months. So you would have covered that,
right?
And then you were ordained June 18th,
1996.
1996. And would you have just gotten back from Rome, or how did that work?
Well, yeah. At the Angelicum, we could schedule our tests to take place all in the first week of June. Okay. So I was able to come back. And I was the only one in my class that year. So
For our diocese?
For our diocese.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you and I are like that. That we were the only ones ordained in our year for our diocese.
Yeah, there were quite a few of those, but...
Yeah. Not in the old days, but...
We're in better times now.
We're in better times now.
Right.
Yes. So... what else do you remember about that day? Or that week even?
The ordination week. Well, I had just gotten back from Rome, and so I was lining up a dinner for my family members and close friends to attend. Okay. And I wasn't really able to do it from Rome.
Oh, wow.
It cost like $1 a minute for phone calls in those days.
In the 90s.
Yeah. So I went to the hotel, and this was like 2 or 3 days before the ordination.
Yeah. It was like trying to plan a wedding reception in like 3 days.
Yeah. So I was planning it with the lady at the hotel, and
oh my goodness.
About partway through, she's like, "This is a really nice dinner. May I ask why you're just planning this now when it's going to be in less than a week?"
Which is a valid question.
So then I explained, I've been in Rome and I just got back. She's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah. What a ding dong.
But it was nice. My uncle was there. So
what did you have that was so nice?
Well, it was like
steak dinners.
I think it was maybe like chicken.
Okay.
Chicken Kiev maybe or something like that
is good.
with the green beans and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. So a lot of my relatives on my mom's side were there.
Okay.
So that was nice to see.
Yeah. I was not there. I was not really in the diocese.
If I knew you, yeah.
No, you wouldn't have. So I didn't even come to Rochester for the first time until January of '97. So.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So that week, that we had ministry days on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. So
And
that was still
ordination
the
was always
tradition.
the end of it.
Okay.
And so the ordination happened on a Tuesday,
On a Tuesday.
not a feast day. Yeah.
Interesting. No feast, even a memorial.
No.
Okay.
There is Saint Romuald the next day, but that's an optional memorial.
It is.
So then I scheduled my first mass in St. James on Wednesday.
Oh,
and we had
like kind of like a daily mass.
we had it in the evening, like 5:30, and then there was a supper afterwards.
Okay.
So it was very well attended. A lot of the people in my hometown and parish were very happy
I bet.
to see someone ordained.
Yeah, I always tell the seminarians that you still have time to discern. Like seminary is a place to discern, even though the old ladies of your parish, in their eyes, you will already be ordained.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But just ignore them for now.
That was one of the old ladies. Her husband was in a World War I veteran.
Oh my gosh.
Devota Stoltz. And so she came up in the receiving line afterwards and she said,
To receive a blessing?
no, she said, I changed your diaper.
That's always what a literally ordained priest wants to hear.
Exactly. Right.
Hopefully she said it loud enough for some other people to hear.
No, everyone laughed who heard it. Yeah. And the choir director from my high school was Catholic and a member of my parish, so he put together all the music for the first mass. I sent him the songs that I would like him to have.
Yeah, I preached at my own first mass. Did you bring in someone special?
I had Father Bernie Georges actually preached at my
Oh, did you?
mass,
Okay,
the founder of Totus Tuus.
Yeah. So he would have been a good one.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He doesn't really
That
need
is the tradition. Yeah.
someone else doing it.
Yeah, to bring in someone to do your.
What do they do now? Do you know?
I would say it's. I know. Well, we had 3 guys, so I know. I believe 2 of them brought someone in, and Colin did his own. I think.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like an older tradition to bring someone in.
Yeah. So it was kind of. I felt slightly odd because Bishop John Quinn, ordained me.
Yeah.
On the Solemnity of the Sacred Heart, and then he flew out to be the homilist for a classmate of mine for his first mass in the Diocese of Lansing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe you didn't ask him.
I didn't. No,
Yes,
it only made sense. I did ask him, and Father Anthony did. So,
right.
I have no one to blame but myself. But it just felt slightly ironic that my bishop was leaving to go to be the homilist at one of my classmates.
Someone else's first mass. Yeah.
So.
Although it would kind of be awkward probably in our diocese. Like he was the celebrant of the ordination and preached there.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anything else about the ordination or the reception or anything that
I think I remember my mom, she was just smiling the whole day long.
Yeah.
At my ordination because she encouraged all of us when we were growing up to think about becoming a priest or a religious sister.
Yeah.
Like it was important to her.
Yeah.
And so when they brought up the gifts to the bishop at the mass for ordination, and that was back in the other configuration of the cathedral where the chair was way in the back.
Yeah.
And so they brought the gifts up to him, and then they were walking back past me, and my mom said, "Hi, Father," as she walked past me.
Yes.
I had just newly been ordained.
That's epic. That's so cool.
And then she called me that after that ever since.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Instead of saying Andy, she would say Father. Like waking me up when I was at home. Father, it's time to get up.
Which, it's kind of like, would be a little, no, whatever, like your parents, like father, like, I mean, in the ordinary means of the scheme of things, like a father's older than you, but you obviously you're younger than your parents, and so like that is really kind of cool that they would give you that honor.
Right. And then my dad would introduce himself to other people and say, "I'm Father's father."
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, what has happened in the last 30 years that, wisdom or stories, that, as you look back on 30 years, of priesthood that stand out?
Yeah, I think I've had different occasions like anniversaries to reflect on. It's always seems like it's a very joyful thing to reflect on the graces of the priesthood. You know, the experience of God's presence just in exercising your ministry as a priest. And you know, there's a few that stand out, like anointing people and having them healed after receiving anointing.
Yeah.
And you know, it happens more often than you would think, especially like people in the nursing home. You know, it's not like they're healed and they go back to living at their home, but they are healed and they go back to the way they were before in the nursing home. You know, because they'll say this person is dying.
They're on their deathbed.
You give them anointing and then they recover and go back to... And then sometimes it happens like 3 or 4 times, and then you're like, "Are you sure you want me to anoint you to bring you back again?"
Time? Which is something beautiful in the church, is that you can be anointed more than once.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was a young woman, Dawn Domeyer, from Resurrection Church.
Oh, okay.
She was dying from cancer. She was like 21 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I came to the nursing home or the hospital. I guess it was in hospice.
Yeah.
And they had the radio playing music softly in the background, and she was not really conscious. And so I gave her anointing, and we all prayed with her. And they called and said she's starting to recover. Like she was able to start talking again. They had her get out of bed, and she was in the wheelchair, and they were taking her around the hospital. And she said, "I saw Jesus, and he said, my work is not yet finished. That I was sent back for some reason." So I went back there and prayed with her again, and her whole family was gathered around, and she looked at each person that was present in the eye and said, "I love you," and moved on to the next one. "I love you. I love you." And a few weeks after that, they thought she was recovering, but then she started going downhill again and declining. And shortly after that, passed away. But she had been asking her parents, "What is it that I'm supposed to do that I've been sent back from heaven?" And I think it was to bring that message to all of her family members of God's love.
Yeah.
To say, "I love you."
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh. And what a blessing to be present at that.
Yeah, and in some ways to be the instrument in bringing God's grace to her in that special way.
Right. Yeah. Also during that time when I was at Resurrection, the first 3 years, I was present when people were actually died in the nursing home or in the hospital. There were 2 or 3 different people that I was actually with them as they took their last breath.
Okay.
And in some ways, I think it was a grace from God, because that's the year also that my mom passed away. And so I was present in the room when she took her last breath and passed away. And so I think it was the grace was to prepare to kind of experience what that's like.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I haven't been present with someone when they're actually at the moment of death.
Yeah, like really God gave it to you as a preparation for your mother and
Right.
hasn't since.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There was one time I was in Adrian, I think, and I used to go to Worthington for the nursing home because we had a lot of parishioners there.
Yep.
And I said the mass in the room where they gathered them all, but that they said this one person is not able to come down, so can you go up and see her?
Yeah.
So I went in the room, and her two sons were sitting in the kitchen, and I went into the bedroom, and I said, she looks like totally non-responsive, and she was not even breathing. And I came out and I said, I think she just passed away. and the brothers were like, yeah, we heard like a long gasp, but we thought, or I don't know, maybe they just thought she was breathing heavily or something like that. But it was actually a blessing that I was there, because they're like, what do we do now? What should we do? And so I said, well, contact the nurse, and then they will contact the funeral home and the coroner and all that. And so they were very grateful that I was there to help them through that.
Yeah. Yeah, I always say it's really good that there's so much to do after a loved one passes away, because it kind of like shields you from the shock.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff to do.
Right. Yeah, and there was another one in Laverne where I had already anointed the man, and he was dying, and then they called before the mass on Saturday night and asked if I could come over, and I said, well, I have to say mass first, but I'll come over afterwards.
Yeah.
And I came over there, and I went into the house, and he had just passed away.
Okay.
And so I was able to pray the prayers after death with them.
Yeah.
And later, the daughter remarked that when I came into the room, it was like Jesus had stepped into their house to be with them, and that really is the gift of the priesthood, the bringing the presence of Christ to others.
In persona Christi, in the person of Christ.
Right.
And I think I've talked about it before, but just even the ministry of presence, right? Like whether that's, someone's dying, or even after horrible deaths, like a suicide or something.
Yeah.
But it also can be just like a football game or whatever. Right. Just like the minute, like I say in some ways, no one cares whether Andy Vogel is there, but they care that Father Vogel is there.
Right. Right.
So.
Because it's the presence of Christ.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad. I mean, some people are turned off by priests, but
this is true. Yeah.
It's because they have a difficulty with Jesus, most likely.
Yeah, difficulty with Jesus, or some brokenness with the priesthood in the past.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. So, any other reflecting remarks about 30 years of priesthood?
30 years. Well, I think there is something to be said for the wisdom that you gain over that time. I mean, not that I've arrived at a place of wisdom. I still make a lot of mistakes and things, and say, I wish I would have done that differently.
Yes.
And you would think after all this time you would learn. Yeah. But like I spilled the chrism oil again in the cabinet just last Sunday.
Oh no!
I was like hurrying to grab the bottle, and I pushed it over instead.
Oh no!
But haste makes waste, I said.
This is true.
Right. But
do you have enough left over for the rest of the year?
We have plenty. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think just in the grace that I've seen and have grown in is a greater sense of trying to understand where people are in their own faith life.
Yep.
And bringing Christ to them.
Yeah.
In the sense of that I've experienced the overwhelming love of Christ on various retreats and things like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And his mercy. And that's really been a theme for me in my priesthood, is the mercy of God, the divine mercy.
Yeah.
It's my favorite devotion.
Yeah.
And to bring that to other people so they can experience it as well. Because a lot of times people struggle with self-condemnation or making judgments about themselves. Yeah. And it's not the way that God looks upon them.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, again, St. Faustina talks over and over again about God's infinite mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that our misery, which is due to our own sins, is nothing compared to the ocean of mercy of God's love.
Yeah. There's a great grace, and there's so many graces received, before our priesthood or even before entering seminary to get us there. Mm-hmm. I mean, just whether it's parents or friends or family or just amazing events of God in our lives. Mm-hmm. That draws a young man to even consider the priesthood. But then, those graces, those graced moments continue well into priesthood as well.
Right. Yeah. And I think a lot of priests say this, but their favorite part of the priesthood is hearing confessions.
Yeah.
That's certainly true for me.
Yeah, and when I was a seminarian, I was like, that is so... I don't believe you.
Right.
And it's just like how is hearing people's sins and garbage and junk like their favorite part of priesthood. And I tell people it's because it's not about your garbage. In some ways, I mean it is, but in some ways it's not. It's like as we were just saying, it's far more about God's mercy and to be an instrument of God's mercy in their lives. And sometimes even to see the radical transformation happen right before your eyes, right? Of moving from guilt to freedom that you can sometimes see in a penitent. It's like it's so humbling to be a part of that.
Right. Yeah. God doesn't need us to forgive them, but he's invited us to be present for that moment.
Yeah.
And it is amazing. And I would say even in a lot of ways, you almost have a sense or an experience of God's own heart of mercy, that you're drawn to want to forgive them and to be merciful to them, that they can receive it.
Yeah. Man, there's a couple of times when I wanted to slap the penitent.
Okay.
Like, what the heck are you doing? But
through the screen.
So, but yes, God's mercy is just so huge. So
I think you're joking, right?
I am joking. Okay. Sorry, good.
Just to make sure.
Sorry, that should have been obvious. At least I thought it was. If it wasn't, it was meant to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else?
That's probably good for now.
Okay.
I'll be sharing more in my homily this weekend.
We'll ask you again in 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. Give me 10 more years.
So, okay. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Catholicism Unwrapped.
Thank you. And in all things, ad maiorem Dei gloriam.
God bless.